Welcome to the NACwall 2G presentation. So what's the biggest problem in network security today? Well, most breaches occur behind the firewall. Trusted network assets are easily exploited.
And regulatory compliance pressures are mounting.
The solution, NACwall 2G appliances. These are agentless network access control devices. These NAC appliances manage the unmanageable. They fit within any normal IT budget. They're easy to deploy. They scale to any network size. There's no client software to install anywhere. They manage internal risk, your threats, your vulnerabilities, and your network assets. They're nearly invisible on the network. And one SKU does it all. So let's jump into a live NACwall 2G demonstration. First, how are we going to manage the unmanageable? Let's find and manage all devices, including those personal computing devices that don't belong on our network, such as iTouch, Droid, wireless routers, Blackberries, VoIP phones, and personal laptops. So we've logged into a NACwall 2G appliance. We've set up the company information, alerts, the area of compliance that concerns us. In this case, as a bank, it's GLBA. We've set up 5 types of alerts: email to our cell phone, SNMP traps, and syslog alerts. Now that the appliance is set up, we need to find all the VLANs so we can detect, alert, and block against all assets in each VLAN. We've got 10 VLANs in our corporate network, from quarantine to guests to executives to wireless. Now we'll do an asset discovery. The asset discovery will go across the entire infrastructure using very low bandwidth to find all assets and fingerprint them. This is our whitelist of trust.
If somebody arrived on the network that didn't belong here, how would we get them off?
Here's a Droid Wi-Fi hacker. It's an Android operating system which is embedded. Here's their MAC address, and it's built by Motorola. I want this device off my network. Let's ping it to see if it's still here. And as you can see, this Droid is online. Maybe they're hacking my wireless. In any case, they don't belong on the network, and I'm going to remove them from the trust list, and they will never be able to bring this device onto the network again without my permission. As you can see, it's turned red, and they're no longer responding to ping. This is completely agentless, non-inline. I have total control of all my network assets. I can track, alert, and block employee personal computing and other devices as they come and go. In addition, I know when people are logging in to Active Directory without any agent software. And if somebody in the marketing department were to attempt to go onto a VLAN that they shouldn't, such as my payroll VLAN, I could enforce a rule that says they're only allowed on the marketing VLAN and no other VLAN. I might let them onto my guest and wireless VLAN when they're in the conference room or in the cafeteria, but I don't want them on other VLANs. When I update the system and save the settings, I've gained control of this user and their network device. Now we need to proactively harden our network, because if we don't detect, audit, and harden our systems, they will easily be exploited by new malware threats. In fact, 95% of successful attacks and threats go after known vulnerabilities called CVEs. So let's find our CVEs, let's find and fix these holes before they're exploited. So I've gone here into the audit wizard. I've created an audit. My audit is audit my servers. It's going to look at all my servers now. I've got some critical servers that I've set up for audits once a month on Sundays. And when the audit completes and we look at the audit results, we can see the holes in our assets and how to fix them. Here at Acme Bank, I've been hardening and fixing systems for months. So you can see in the last audit, I had a lot of holes, but in this audit, because I've been hardening systems, removing vulnerabilities, I have less holes. What's really interesting about auditing internal assets is that you will find devices that you never knew existed on your network. And you'll find that when Microsoft or other vendors patch these systems, they also reopen old holes. On my computer, I upgraded to Windows XP SP3. Microsoft reinstalled the remote help desk protocol, re-enabled the administrator account and the guest accounts with the default passwords. I was also able to find odd ports open on my systems. In fact, my own phone has a web server on it that I would never have known. Let's take a look and see if that web server is running. So why would you want a web server running on your phone? We're going to have to disable this and harden the system. If you don't take proactive approaches to finding and fixing your vulnerabilities, then malware and hackers are going to breach your corporate security behind your firewall. Finally, to comply with regulations, you can prove to your executives and external auditors that you're taking a best practices, well-documented approach to regulatory compliance, including Visa's PCI standard, GLBA, HIPAA, Sarbanes-Oxley, NERC-FERC, and others. The way you do this is to create differential audits in the appliance and start to harden your systems using the reporting and workflow engine. The more you audit the systems in your network and start to harden them, the more you can prove that you've reduced risk to comply with regulations. As you can see from my executive report, there's a trend analysis showing that at our bank, we've been finding vulnerabilities on a regular basis, we've been fixing vulnerabilities, and we know which are the top 10 critical systems that need to be hardened today. By using the auditing, reporting, and workflow system, you can prove due care and due diligence for regulatory compliance. And you can print out corporate security policies such as acceptable use or wireless device or password policy. So taking a differential audit, hardening your systems, and rolling out policies to your staff will help you comply with the most stringent regulations. Let's take a look at some of the recent product awards. As John Gallant, the president of Network World, has said, NetClarity picks up where firewalls, antivirus, intrusion detection, and prevention systems leave off. NACwall 2G is now available from partners worldwide. So for more information, please visit us online at www.2gnac.com. Call us toll-free in the United States, 1-800-874-2133. And internationally, please dial 1-781-791-9497 or send us an email to sales@netclarity.net.